What is going on, Jerome's? So this is quite possibly the greatest shirt in shirt history. Not saying, I'm just saying. Also, what could be the greatest is this could be the greatest blitzing defense in Vikings franchise history, as Brian Flores has come in, replacing Ed Donatell, and the Vikings defense this year, they're going to be getting after it. And you've seen it at training camp, where the defense, the ones, the twos, and the threes, has at times taken it to the offense. And yeah, the offense will certainly get theirs because it's Kevin O'Connell's brainchild, and they're top 10 last year, looking to be top 5 this year. But the defense is going to get after it. And I'm really excited to see what Flores is going to do. But here are 10 questions that we have for the D unit heading into preseason. Number one, will they lead the league in blitz percentage? So last year, the Vikings were bottom third in the league. Flores, the last 2 years, he's been in charge of a defensive unit, defensive play caller. He's been top 2. And you've seen in camp where, training camp, you generally install the vanilla part of your defense. And the Vikings have been bringing heat. They've been being multiple. They've been really aggressive up front, and they've been disguising, and it's really impressive, the turnaround, because not only was the defense bad last year under Donatell, last couple years under Zimmer, nothing to write home about either. So this is a culture shock, and you hear it from Kirk, you hear it from the defensive players that things are different. And Brian Flores, he's extremely smart. He's extremely blunt about what he wants to do on that side of the ball, and I think it's something that's needed. Number two, is the Pace Jr. first team usage legit? Is this going to be a thing moving forward? Where, remember, Pace started training camp with the second team. He's worked with the second team as well as the first. And is this what it's going to be moving forward? Is Ivan Pace Jr. as a rookie UDFA going to be getting 500 defensive snaps this year plus? It's possible, man, especially given his pass rush prowess at the off-ball linebacker position. I think it certainly could be. Number three, how is Danielle Hunter going to be used? Now, Danielle, under Zimmer, where he was the youngest player to 50 sacks, back-to-back 14 and a half sacks, 2018, 2019, he was one of the best young edge rushers in the game. And then herniated disc, torn pec, all that stuff. And then last year, he had to learn to be a stand-up outside linebacker when he had made his bones and his money as a hand-in-the-dirt left defensive end. Now, Flores' defense is going to be multiple, and he's very adept at putting his best players in the best position to succeed. And where's Danielle ultimately going to be? Is it going to be left side, strong side like he should? Will he be hand in the dirt or standing up? What's going to happen with 99? Number four, are the starting cornerbacks going to be static? So you got Murphy, you got Evans. Those are your top 2 cornerbacks right now. And it has been a rotation at that third cornerback spot. Rookie Mekhi Blackman, Jawan Williams had 2 interceptions at practice on Monday. Andrew Booth Jr., when he's been healthy, has been rotated in. Now, is that rotation going to carry over to the regular season where you're going with the hot hand, you're going with the best matchup in terms of that third corner against the third receiver? It's possible, or is it going to be a spot where one guy wins that third job? TBD. Number 5, Kyrus Tonga as a starter, where the former 7th-round pick out of BYU, former crooked Chicago Bear. I love his size. I love how he is able to get his hands up at the line of scrimmage and pat down some balls. And, the Vikings last year were very poopy against the run. They were 22nd in yards per carry, and it was one of the reasons why they were the 31st defense in the league. And stopping the run is paramount. And we've said this ad nauseum. Getting a true blue nose tackle in there is going to be the crux of the Flores defense, and having Harrison Phillips play more of his natural 4-5 tech spot as opposed to being on the nose, that's huge. That's absolutely monstrous, and I think Kyrus Tonga has a chance to be a very good one. 6, will they be able to play coverage when needed? Now, live by the blitz, die by the blitz, and I'm perfectly okay with his defense blitzing around 40% of the time, but when you got to sit back in coverage, can you do it? Or when you have to get pressure with 4, can you do it? It's going to be a big question. Number 7, how will Asamoah be used? Now, Asamoah, the second-year linebacker, former third-round pick from last season, he's been flying around the ball a lot, man. So he's been penciled in as a starter, and he's been rushing the quarterback. He's been flying around making plays. And Asamoah, over 3 seasons in Norman, he only had 5 total sacks. But I love how Flores deploys his off-ball linebackers. Not only are you meant to sit behind the defensive lineman, stop the run, and contain. No, your job is going to be to get in the quarterback's grill as well. And Asamoah does have that skill set. He does have that speed. He does have just those football instincts to be able to make plays all the time. Number 8, Josh Metellus, an emerging star. So Metellus last year, when he was forced to start at times, like the Detroit game, showed that he has flashes of being a starting safety in this league, as well as given the respect that he gets, special teams captain. And people rave about his football IQ, people rave about his leadership, and I love that he's getting a chance to show it on the field as that third safety with Harrison and Bynum, and as a de facto starter, you're playing the slot, playing linebacker, playing safety, all of it. And speaking of safety, number 9, Harrison Smith Renaissance. And Harrison's made some big-time plays at training camp, and last year, even though he tied a career high with 5 interceptions, he wasn't used like he should be used. And only 14 blitzes last year under Donashell. He averaged 40 per season under Zimmer. I think it won't shock me at all if Harrison doesn't blitz 50 times this year or more, because that's where he's best utilized, up there at the line of scrimmage, either bluff rushing, dropping back. He's a huge part of disguising coverages, and let 22 hunt. That's it. And lastly, number 10, is Brian Flores going to be a one and done? Now, Flores obviously was a head coach of the Dolphins for 3 years, and he does have that leadership. He does have the talent to be a head coach again. And if and when he turns around this Vikings defense and makes it into one of the more opportunistic units in the league, will he be poached for a head coaching job right away? And will the Vikings be able to retain some of the swagger, some of the aggression that Flores brought to bear, or is it going to be a roll of the dice of whoever's the next coordinator is going to be? Don't know. But either way, lots of questions, but I can't wait to find the answers. Where obviously I'm excited about the offense, but the defense has a chance to be absolutely legit, man. I love it. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. 10 questions for the defense. You know what to do. Skull, production value.